Since 2001, thousands of independent comic book stores around the world, they give out free comic books to children. Here in the Cedar Valley, it's the KWAY in Cedar Falls. Mike Blanchard, the owner of the KWAY, nice enough to join us, talk about Free Comic Book Day. And good morning, Mike. How are you?
I am wonderful. It's a pleasure to be here. But I wanted to correct you. We don't just have comics to give away to children. We have comics to give away to all ages.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, tell us a little bit about the KWAY. How long have you guys been in business now?
The KWAY has been in business in one form or another since 1988, when we first moved down to Cedar Falls and opened up a store. It was called Oak Leaf Comics at the time, and we changed the name in the late 90s, and it's been 25 plus years now.
There's been the ebbs and flows of comic books, and right now, comic book world hot. Of course, the Avengers Age of Ultron coming out today in theaters. That'll break box office records, and great timing with tomorrow, Free Comic Book Day.
They always time a release of a superhero movie with Free Comic Book Day. That's how it's been almost every year since the first Spider-Man movie came out.
Nice. Now, you guys really make this a fun event. Explain what's going to be happening tomorrow.
Well, we are going to be celebrating comics, literacy, and community in the Cedar Valley. And not only do you get free comic books, everybody that comes to our store will get up to 4 to 5 free comic books. We have superheroes and costume characters for people to get their pictures taken with, meet, talk to. That's very popular at our store. Different superheroes that are going to be at our store tomorrow include Superman, Wolverine, Deadpool, Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. We have a 9-foot Groot that will be walking around. Supergirl, Rogue from the X-Men. Quite a few different people, and those are just our characters. A lot of our customers and fans show up in their own costumes to just enjoy the fun.
Now, what else is going to be happening at the KWAY tomorrow for Free Comic Book Day?
We'll also have, we'll be blocking off our parking lot, and we're going to have the lovely ladies from Capri Cosmetology are going to be doing face painting to anybody that wants to have something painted on their face. We're going to have Daryl Anderson from Waverly, the Balloon Man, will be creating balloon sculptures for everybody. We're going to have some sales going on outside. You might see a superhero battle or two up on our roof. Last year, Spider-Man had to get some help from some of the kids because he ran out of web fluid, and we passed out our special web fluid to some of the kids, and they helped him defeat Venom by spraying him with web fluid, and all the kids loved that. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Most of our superheroes are going to be there between the time of 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
And these, it's okay to take photos with them.
Oh, please take photos. Yes, come and take photos. That's what they're there for. Our biggest attraction probably tomorrow is we are going to have Darth Vader there, and anybody can pose with him along with the lightsabers we have, so you can get a picture of dueling with Darth Vader.
Nice. Now this will be from 10 to 5 at the KWAY in Cedar Falls, Free Comic Book Day. And why do you feel comic books are so important?
Comic books are very important. So many people, especially from my generation, that's how they learned how to read. Plus it gets you to use your imagination. And so many artists and creators of today grew up reading comic books, and that's how they were influenced, movie producers. And why do you think they're making so many movies of comic book characters? These people love these characters.
Good time with Mike Blanchard from the KWAY in Cedar Falls as they're doing Free Comic Book Day. And you mentioned that literacy, just kids learn in different ways, boys and girls learn in different ways. So the comic book, as you mentioned, is a powerful tool. Sometimes it was, the joke is you put your comic book inside of another book, but it's actually a tool for literacy, isn't it?
Well, we have many schools that are using comic books today because they find out that kids really enjoy following the sequential pattern. Even if they can't read, that's how they learn to read, because they'll follow the sequences of the artwork and want to know what's happening, want to know what's being said there. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was reading at 3 years of age because of comic books.
And Mike, we talk about you giving away free comic books. Some people go, well, it's going to be scraps or no good one. But I mean, look, you got DC's Divergence, the Secret Wars from Marvel, the Avengers comic books. I mean, and along with many others, this is not just
No, we're not getting rid of old comic books. The companies, this is a huge worldwide event. Companies produce comic books strictly for this. They do big event comics strictly for Free Comic Book Day. Some of the comics we're going to have available include The Simpsons and Bob's Burgers, Pokemon, SpongeBob, The Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a comic comic sequel to the Fight Club movie. Very popular manga called Attack on Titan. The Walking Dead comic book. A really fun comic book for all ages called Terrible Lizard, about a little girl who befriends a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Stuff of Legend, which is one of our most popular selling comic books, about a little boy whose toys try to rescue him as he's kidnapped by the boogeyman. And of course, superhero comics like DC's Divergence, which is going to add to a lot of the mythos of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman with storylines that are going to be shocking. Marvel's Secret Wars, which is taking the entire Marvel universe and turning it upside down. It'll be a lot of fun stuff.
And with Marvel coming up with this, it may be where the new Avengers and all their movies might be going in that direction.
It certainly could. There will be an Avengers comic there also, but it's going to have a lot of new characters that aren't in the movie quite yet.
Who's your favorite comic book? Got a favorite character?
Oh boy.
Put you on the spot?
Like asking your favorite kid.
Yeah.
My favorite characters from comic books were horror comics from the 1970s. There was a comic book called Werewolf by Night about a man who turned into a werewolf. That was published by Marvel Comics. I would say Fantastic Four. The comic books from the 70s were probably my favorites. I'm not looking forward to this Fantastic Four movie though, because they're changing quite a bit. They're not following. They need to take a look and see what they did right on Avengers and follow that formula.
All right, now it's tomorrow from 10 to 5. It's at the Core in Cedar Falls. Where are you located? Maybe for people that aren't sure where you guys are at.
1926 Valley Park Drive. We are at the Five Corners there, right behind Family Video.
All right, sounds good. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, the Core's cast of costume characters, these are like cheap costumes. These guys really put a lot of effort into it, and they really get the look down perfectly.
We have a lot of more homemade costumes that they spend a lot of time on. The Groot costume, people are just in awe of it. You're going to see a 9-foot Groot walking around, and they spent about 4 months working on that costume.
All right. Well, it's people of all ages, free comic book day tomorrow at the Core in Cedar Falls. Mike, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. We'll see you all there tomorrow.
All right, Mike Blanchard joining us here on the Breakfast Club. Right now, 50 degrees. This is the B Club, Y 99.3.
Martel's Skilled Nursing and Rehab in Waverly.